welcome to another video in the series I'm calling What I See, where I break down one of my photos. I talk about what went into it, what I was thinking maybe in the moment, and kind of point out some of the composition and views that I was looking at when I actually took that photo. So today we're going to talk about a shot called After the Rain, where it was taken, I think, downtown in on a spring afternoon, shortly after a rainstorm. I just loved the atmosphere and everything. So hope you enjoy it, and look forward to any comments or feedback that you have afterward. Thank you. Today's image is called After the Rain, and it is a shot that was taken a couple of years ago. We were walking around downtown after a nice lunch with some family members that were in town, and the the sky just kind of opened up for a short afternoon rain, and so we jumped into a bookstore, got a little bit of shelter, let the rain pass, and then walked out to some wet pavement, and downtown was still kind of bustling a little bit. I believe this was like a Saturday afternoon, while my dad was visiting. And as we were walking up the 16th Street Mall, and for those of you who are in Denver will recognize this view, this is the Daniels and Fisher Tower here in the relative middle of the image. And this main street here is what is lovingly referred to as the 16th Street Mall. It's kind of an outdoor shopping mall area for those who aren't familiar. Um, I normally don't shoot black and white, but when I had this image in mind, when I took this picture, I actually had black and white kind of in mind. I really wanted to mute some of the colors, focus on some of the reflection of the wet pavement, reflecting the sky, which was, I wouldn't say cloudy, but it was definitely still overcast. Not really a blue sky, but more of a gray sky still. So it's definitely got a moody feel to this image. The people are still wandering around and having a good time and enjoying downtown, as it were. Just kind of zooming in here a little bit to show that a little bit better. Is catching some of the random people walking around, and then looking, really just following the lines, the leading lines into the picture, um, to draw the user in, which is real similar to the last What I See image that I shared. Um, Zooming back out, you can kind of see that the other thing that stands out is the very vertical lines of the buildings. Um, and when you're doing something like this, it's really important to try to line up as best as you can that vertical line uh, with how you're cropping the photo or how your camera's lined up. Otherwise, it stands out. It's kind of weird. And you can't always get perfect at it. I think for the most part, the image is really good in catching that vertical parallel lines, matching like this building line with the edge of the photo here, or the line of the Daniels and Fisher Tower, with some of these other ones, and the right side as well. But because of the way lenses tend to refract or bend the image, sometimes as you get toward the periphery, the edge of the photo, you will see kind of some of that not line up so much. For example, right here at the corner of this black and white building. Um, so you do the best you can. You could manipulate that image if you want to and stretch it out and make it work, but I think that at some point it's kind of overkill, and you're doing too much. You really want to try to focus on lining up the composition in your camera as best you can, and again, using things like leading lines to draw someone in, some dynamic motion is in a visual interest, You also want to think about balance. Um, what I could have done too here is move this horizon line, as it were, farther up so that it was about half and half with the sky and the foreground. But I made the active decision to not do that, and have some of this open up um, into the sky, because I think the sky is a part of what's defining the mood here. So that's kind of what I was thinking when I lined this image up. I tend to not do a whole lot of cropping of photos. Um, what I see in the camera is generally what I will take. But sometimes it's necessary to kind of trim things out. Like I could have easily probably trimmed out the top part of this image. I don't know if it would have made a huge difference, if it would have made a change, but for me, it didn't seem necessary in the moment. Um, the one other striking thing that you may notice here is that it is in color, and I tend to lean into a lot of color. Almost, I wouldn't say as a signature, but it is something that I love and that appeals to me visually. So when I take pictures, I tend to either capture color or lean into that color a little bit with the post processing. But as I said in this case, I really kind of had a black and white image in mind, um, so that some of the unnecessary details maybe you kind of wash away and you're really focused on the moment or the image in front of you, right? As opposed to, seeing the green in the plants, or distracting because, maybe this person was wearing a pink shirt or something to that effect, right? So those are things you need to consider when you're taking a photo, and maybe think of like maybe what the end result is, especially if you're aiming for more of an artistic shot versus a picture of a friend or a flower or something to that effect, where there's not a whole lot in the background. The other thing that may stand out too is that you may have to be patient sometimes. I'm admittedly standing in the middle of the street taking this picture, as you can tell. Again, focusing on that reflection to capture some of that light. But um, you don't always have the luxury of waiting for that perfect composition of somebody lined up with a bicycle or something like that, where people will spend hours sometimes sitting on a corner waiting for the exact moment they have in mind, the light coming in just right, a person walking by in the exact stride capturing that thing. So sometimes you have the luxury of that, and God bless you if you have that time. But if you don't, then sometimes you really have to kind of make your best judgment on what you feel is the best composition in the moment, line it up, take the shot, move on. So I think this is very much in that latter camp. But hey, I would love to hear what you think. Tell me what you think of this image. If you love it, if you hate it, if there's something I missed in the image that you noticed, I would love to hear some feedback, and someone maybe telling me, "Hey, I like your image, but that that's maybe not the greatest." But sometimes you have to hear that to kind of like, "Oh, I didn't even notice that," and you just think about it for next time. So. At any rate, I hope you're having a great day. Please feel free to comment, like, share with your friends, and we'll see you in the next one. So, that was my image after the rain. Hopefully, you have a little more insight into what I was looking at, what I was thinking when I took that picture. And hope you enjoyed the background a little bit on it as well. If you have any other ideas or suggestions you'd like to see in these videos, or any of my shots in particular that you're interested in seeing more about, leave a comment below. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in the next one. All right, later.